right, go ahead and call this meeting, this workshop to order. Val, you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Snow.
Here.
Commissioner Curry.
Here.
Commissioner Delanoy.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Mayor Penning.
Here. We're here to discuss a declination from FEMA and moving forward with Ross Point Pier. So, Joe?
So over the last, I guess, going on 2 years? 2 years.
2022,
Three.
3 years.
I was going to say, it's closer to
3 years.
three.
Since the pier was damaged, Steve's been battling FEMA and the state on getting commitment for the pier to be repaired, and we keep getting shot down. Even in our last appeal, it was denied. And they're looking for things like ongoing maintenance records. Well, we don't have maintenance records of the pilings that are under the water. It just doesn't exist. So now that we've been turned down yet again, Mayor, you mentioned, what are we going to do about this pier? So Steve put up a couple of cost estimates of what it would be to replace it, and I'll let Steve talk about this, but we're talking about repairing it back to pre-storm conditions, which means that basically this is just going to happen again when the storm comes. We can harden it a little bit better than what it is, or we can, that's the hardening. Oh no, yeah, do a little bit better with putting the pilings fully down into the ground, and then the last is hardening it to the point of it looking like the one that's down at Riverfront Park next to Marina Grande. But these things are all very expensive, so I'm going to let Steve give you a little update, and then we'll talk about what you're thinking about as far as what we want to do and how you want to do it and how we want to fund it. So Steve, I'll let you go ahead and just give a quick.
Well, as Mr. Forte mentioned, first option there is just putting it back to the way that it was, which the pilings are right around 6 feet down, which means that when we get big storms and big wave action, it's more likely to go. 6 feet's not much. And the cost on that one, I estimated the engineering, CEI, that sort of thing, to 10%. So it would be 1.133 million. To fully embed, it's not that much more. It is
1.92.
Yeah.
So
1.2. So
$11.99.
and another $70,000 to fully embed them.
Just basically buying longer pilings.
What you're doing, it's not that you're buying them longer, it's that you're driving them until they can't go any further. So it's until the point of refusal, instead of just 6 feet down. So that's why it's not that much more money, it's just a little bit additional work on the pile driving.
Did we lose pilings?
Yes.
We lost pilings.
We lost approximately, I would say, 30% of the pier during Ian, and then we lost another 30-40% during Milton.
The pilings.
And we were missing piling, stringers, the whole nine.
So some of that's wave action, some of it's boat damage,
Yeah.
and then the last.
The last version is doing concrete pilings, it's doing composite decking. We could sub out water-through decking for probably right around the same, where the water comes right through the decking instead of, so if we have a storm surge, it's not going to damage anything. And aluminum handrails, but that obviously comes with a pretty good cost.
Do you, I don't mean to keep interrupting. Do you know if we were at the maximum height that the code lets us be as far as the decking of it? Will we at the maximum height of
Well, yeah, you want to meet where the ground is, and you have to stay within a 3%.
Yeah, I know there's a maximum height, and I know that the water, when the water gets high, that's what lifts these docks up and pushes them off.
One of the things that probably could be discussed as an alternate is at Sunrise Park North, what they did is they have a slight pitch on that.
Yeah.
So you have to bring it in where it meets the land.
Sure.
And you have to keep within your 3%,
Right.
so people that are ADA, so it's ADA compliant. But they kept it with just a slight angle up, so the further you got into the channel, the more you're going out of the water, which is not a bad design.
Well, is two things. So thinking ahead for the next pier that's destroyed, have we set a maintenance program for all of our piers so that we can say we inspected them every 12 months and notice this, that, so that we don't get, you know, kicked.
Honestly, the difficulty with some of these, with the pilings being 6 foot down and stuff like that, that's the major damage. Once the pilings go, it's taking the handrails and the decking with it. The decking, yes, that's something that's done a lot more commonly than that. We walk them, and when we see there's problems with decking and handrails, we're gonna fix it. If there's problems with pilings, that's a much bigger deal because you have to get them recontracted with a garage or something out there.
You got the pilings and the stringers underneath
Yeah.
that.
Right, but if, for instance, if we just had a John boat and we put Steve in it and he went around and took pictures of the underneath of the piers once a year and said, yeah, there's no, maintenance is not being neglected. If we go into there and all the bolts are rusted and everything, yeah, we need to fix that. But I don't know if, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but it's like, if that's why they're turning us down, because it was deferred maintenance, but.
My thinking on that, and there is a little bit more news there, and I don't want that to obviously interfere with whatever direction you'd like to take, but it doesn't matter what sort of maintenance was performed on the Ross Point Pier, it would have been taken out by a hurricane.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, a pier is an inherent vice. It's going to be destroyed by nature, no
Right.
matter what you do. And so, to the real point of what we're here for is what we would do. If this was my backyard, I would do a blending of the two. I've been around boats and docks my whole life. I don't really think there's that much difference between a concrete piling and a wood piling driven to the end. But what takes the docks out is the decking. And so don't waste the money on the composite decking. Don't waste the money on 2x4s or 2x6s. Put the flow through decking, the web stuff, make a wood pier with the flow through stuff, because the wave action is what tears them apart, unless a boat hits it, and then nothing's gonna stop it. But if you.
Well, that's,
What is that
that's
you're talking
aluminum
about?
decking that's got the
Huh? No, but it's gonna go. There's a float, there's a mesh. It's almost like, it's almost like a woven material. And I should probably Google it so I can show you what I'm talking about. But
Yeah, because I don't have a clue.
it's meant so when the waves hit it, it goes through, but it's stable enough to walk on. But it's almost like a spider web material that the decking is.
Well, they have metal, it's pretty much graded so the water can flow through it, but
Yeah.
it's, you know, the decking's not gonna move, it just allows the water through.
Right. I'm just gonna
It's
explain
expanded
this.
metal, right?
Well,
Expanded
the
metal
last quote had composite decking on it, is what it said.
Yes.
That's a total waste of money. It looks pretty, but it's a total waste of money.
But when you're talking about where it had holes, it's expanded
Yeah,
metal.
it's either metal or it's actually
You talking about
a
that?
plastic material.
The advantage,
This
the advantage of
is
the
the
composite.
aluminum decking.
Yeah, expanded metal aluminum's pretty common.
So that's what Steve's talking about.
That's the pass-through.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I don't know what the mayor's talking about.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, but the last bid says composite decking.
Right. The composite, the advantage of that is only that it's not gonna rot out like wood does. Wood needs to get replaced a lot more often, so it's a little bit less maintenance.
So because this is open like it is, it doesn't really allow the wave action to break it.
It's the
apart.
pressure from the water pushing up the wood that's breaking it, so if you
Okay.
allow the water through, you're reducing the pressure.
And which one was this on?
It's not. This
That's
is on
not-
Second
that's an
Street.
alternate.
It's down at Second Street Pier.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't on any of the, okay.
It
Now-
goes off quick.
Now, granted, these piers are also getting damaged by boats, by sailboats
Right.
that are crashing through them, and there's nothing that's gonna,
Yeah, I
Stop
don't think
that.
we would be able to fix that.
No.
Oh, speaking
And
of
I think that
sailboats,
that's what happens.
there's a
with both
squatter
those.
living at Sunrise Park.
what's that?
There's a squatter in a sailboat living at Sunrise Park,
Sunrise Park South.
where the boat ramp is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one sunken
that's-
boat.
It's sunken. It
That's
got-
already gonna
No,
identify.
there's a guy living in a sailboat without a mast at that pier. He's been there for 5 nights.
Okay.
I was gonna say, he wasn't there last week, because that's when I went by.
Well, there's two. There's the sunken one that's by the kayak launch, and
Right.
then there's another one that's moored up with a little boat behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. Okay. There is also additional savings if you wanted it. I included the boardwalk because I didn't think that you replaced the one without the other, but the boardwalk I have here is looks like around boardwalk structure $133,000.
You're talking about to the north, the little wraparound to the north?
Yes. Yeah, if you want to replace that as well, it'll be around 133,000. So you can take that off and save a couple bucks, but it's in need of replacement, honestly.
Good place for homeless people to sleep.
So where Steve left off with our representative from Tetra Tech was that we continue to communicate with FEMA and potentially go through an arbitration process. But there's no guarantee that we're going to ever get approved for any of the repairs.
Right, but I did speak to Tetra Tech just to confirm that if we moved forward with a repair, and we didn't repair it totally in kind, let's say that we drove the pilings all the way down instead of just 6 foot, and FEMA finally approved us and said, yeah, but it's not the way it was, then they can subtract just that portion and still reimburse us something. So we'd have to negotiate that with them, take another couple of years.
But it sounds like we're pounding our head against the wall, right?
Oh, it's.
We're fighting federal bureaucracy.
Did you get an estimate on just repair?
Unfortunately, can
You
you
can't
bring up
repair.
a aerial of the?
It's a mess.
I've seen it a couple of times.
Generally speaking, they do a 50% rule, where if more than 50% of it's damaged, you're not going to repair it. You're going to replace it. And especially when you get pilings involved, because if you have bad pilings, then you have to get a barge and a pile driver.
Yeah.
If you do that, that's more than half the cost.
Yep. Once you get the equipment out there.
Right. Yeah, it's the mobilization of the equipment.
Is the length of it any benefit to shortening it?
You can. It's
This
a
particular pier is not out as far as like Sunrise Park.
I went
Right.
down there and looked at it today.
Yeah.
If shortening it would keep a boat from hitting it or save.
Oh,
money.
no, the boats that are hitting it are unanchored boats that are on the east side of the channel. And when we get the hurricanes and the winds, they blow to this side and they'll come all the way up to the shore.
Gotcha.
We've had them damage residential docks.
yeah. Right.
Okay.
Come on.
Is that's not the most recent.
This is, I don't know if there's a date on there.
Yeah, that one's not the most recent.
If you go to the property appraiser, you can
That
pull
was
a
before we
pictometry
fixed it the
image.
last time, isn't it?
It'll
No,
be
well,
very
that's,
clear.
that is,
Yeah,
that one there was
ongoing.
after Ian.
Ongoing situations, so it's like. That 1 point whatever million, is that for the aluminum or is that for wood?
Well, the 1.69 was for aluminum and concrete.
Million and a half?
More than that, yeah. almost
Yeah,
1.7.
1.69.
Now, the one thing I will say about that design is Riverside Park, the pier there did wonderfully through all the hurricanes until it got taken
So
out by a boat.
hit it.
Yeah.
One thing doesn't get you.
It's a lot of money for a dock.
Oh, yeah. It's gotten,
But we don't have any funding for it at all, do we?
Do you think if it would have been aluminum, it would have been easier with FEMA to
What
have
have to
it?
do with for the
Would have
money?
made any
It'll take the
difference?
cities off.
It's
uh,
so old.
FEMA's
I wondered if
is,
it's what you're gonna do in the next
Don't go down.
episode, 'cause
they seem to be fighting a lot more than they used to. I mean, they're trying to get us not to
There you go.
pay.
Right there.
they don't
There you go.
pay no more.
Yeah, there we go. So that's the current pier. So you can see it's pretty much gone at this point.
Yeah, I've seen
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you
That's why I
can't, you
hastened to ask
can't
if
repair
there's
that. You can see the
repairs.
pilings that are missing there. You can,
Yeah, I know it's unrepairable.
you can replace it or you can take it out, you know? That's pretty much.
Where's my,
For it to happen again. It's gonna happen
where's my,
again.
my measuring tape?
It's 325 by 8,
325.
325 out, and then it has a 40-foot
Right.
dog leg at the end that's 40 by 12.
So this is 325
Yeah.
by 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's got 120 on that little boardwalk that's on the north side there.
Yes.
Wonder if-
It's, yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah,
Also,
right.
another 120.
It's great for docking boats, but it
Yeah.
get destroyed in a hurricane.
Might move a little bit more. Movement of it.
And it goes out so far, Commissioner Snow?
325 feet.
so that you can get out to a little deeper water if you're trying to fish. And you see the darkness there?
Yeah.
See the shadows? That's how, you could walk almost all the way out there, so this way you can cast out there and actually be in some water.
So if you compare that to the distance
Okay.
of Sunrise Park, which is way out
Yeah,
here.
'cause see, the point goes way out. I don't know
Yeah.
that the pier's any longer, it's just the,
The pier's a little bit longer as well, and the point is much
Yeah.
further out, yeah. Yeah, that's the furthest into the channel we have.
see how shallow it is around there?
Wow, how about that?
So then the question is, if we want to do anything, we don't have money in the budget for it. So,
You don't have any money at all, what are we gonna do anyway?
Pull it out of your reserves.
what's I'm talking about is the reserves, is what,
Right.
where are we at with fund balance on reserves?
For the general fund, just over $5 million.
And what percentage does that reflect?
No, that's after the required 20%.
Okay, so, all right, so that's beyond,
5 over
our mandatory
Right.
20%.
Well, I mean, I would suggest also looking into Echo. We haven't done that in a little bit. So that would be for a portion, and maybe looking at Defined.
The problem with Echo is they want that to be something that everyone in the county is going to use, and if we're going to have a hard time justifying
Yeah.
that.
our, you think so? If you make it a fishing designation and have the,
I mean, we can try, I just think that it's going to be an issue.
The other possibility is that CDBG changed the way they do things. They used to send out specific amounts of money. The city would always get around $100,000. And now they're not doing it that way. They're going to have much less projects that are going to be competitive, but the awards are going to be $1 million. So we can, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to put this in a CDBG project either.
well, you can always leverage it as an observation point because it is probably the best place in our city to watch the rockets go off. Or it used to be when you could get out there.
But again, if you're talking Ross Point, there's no parking.
Is that designated historical at all?
There's something historical about it. Chris Villa knew more of somebody on the losing side of some war used to, I don't remember the
Well,
story.
the point was named after.
The point,
Ross
it used to be a post office there.
Post office,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, there are some restrictions on the property. That's why I know, well, and we can't pave it, I know that. I think that the restrictions are pretty mellow, though, that we have to use it as a park, and I'm not sure. That was probably just the original agreement when we got the land.
Meet my personal security.
Just kicking around?
I was going to check and see if he bailed out.
Yeah, he'll be back.
And do we have to do anything about it right now for safety issues or?
Right now, we have it closed.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's-
blocked off.
It's
like-
been blocked
Yeah.
off. People jump it sometimes. I don't think they're going to do it now. They were doing it after Ian. They'd somehow get from one broken section to the next, but now that whole 300-foot section is gone.
It's outside the channel, so nobody should be speeding down there on a boat and hit anything.
Okay.
It's possible, but they shouldn't.
If they're drinking.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Well, I think we need to do something. We either need to, I'm in favor of replacing it or demolish it because it's an eyesore. And if we're gonna talk to the residents about making them fix up their private docks because they're dilapidated, we can't do that.
Oh, yeah,
with
we
that
have
looking
to.
that way. So,
So do you want us to take this coming year and apply for an ECHO grant and use general fund monies as a 50% match? And go another year, and we'll still battle FEMA in the meantime, but at least make an attempt at ECHO?
And
I think that's a good idea, but I go one step further. In the process of that, we need to pay $150,000 and take it down.
that's
Yes,
exactly what I was
I
going
agree.
to
So
Because-
in doing that, do we then have a challenge with Army Corps
That's
of
my
now putting a
question.
new dock back? Because now we're not doing a repair and replace.
Well, maybe you can pull everything out but the pilings. But it just looks, it looks terrible.
Well, I just don't want us.
No, I don't want it to shoot herself in the foot. I don't want to take it down and say, oh, now you took it down, you can't ever
Well,
put
like
it
John
back.
says, maybe we can just pull out everything but the pilings. And then it's not really removed.
I can reach out to Army Corps,
Okay.
and I can ask them if we take out the pier now, can we put it back without, rigmarole? See what they say. I'll put it in writing.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, and if push comes to shove, Donnie's got a barge. I'm sure he'd go
Yeah,
out there and
right.
take the decking
People serving
over.
people, and there was another company that took out the Outlook.
Yeah.
That was a reasonable price. It probably would be around $100,000 or so. They have it in here at $100,000.
To remove. I'm sure Donnie would do it less than that. I mean, frankly, there's really not much there to remove.
Speaking of Mr. Moore, he just texted me pictures of what he would put in.
Where? Here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I asked him earlier.
You sent him a text first.
I asked him
because he
earlier, I
didn't
said, hey, what would you put in?
It's what I showed up on the screen.
Yeah, but the decking is not aluminum, it's plastic. It's a plastic flow-through material that's wrapped there's sections of aluminum, but the deck is plastic. It's not aluminum.
We ran into some problems with that over at Sunrise when we had good storm surges. It took up our floating docks and it threw them a long ways.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing the Greek church right now, and that's what they're putting in.
That aluminum not gonna last very long on that salt part, I'll tell you. If you put aluminum, the composite would be a lot better on that salt water. Unless you powder coat aluminum, it just eats it away just sitting up on it. You make salt air,
Yeah, and then there's a piling that he sent that is a composite piling. It's hollow and has a Star of David in the middle.
Yes, it does. How appropriate.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, I gotta get some direction out of you to find out what we wanna do. So if you want us to go down the approach of applying for an ECHO grant this year, we could, we'll pledge a 50% match. We'll get a quote to have the decking, is that also, that doesn't have a roof on it, right? That's just open deck?
No, that's got a roof.
It does have a roof.
That one has a roof and a bench under it. And then on the boardwalk, there's another little pavilion with a roof on it.
So we're talking about removing all of that? Is the roof structure okay?
No.
No.
I don't know that you need to waste your money to put a roof at the end of that thing.
Yeah.
The only reason why you do that is if you're trying to replace in kind to make FEMA happy.
Right.
So we would have to include removing the roof structure as well.
Yeah.
And is that boardwalk really necessary? Because the only thing I've ever seen on that boardwalk are homeless people sleeping underneath it.
You can take it out.
Yeah, I mean, I
Because
don't
it's
know
a
that
boardwalk
I've
to
ever
nowhere.
seen
It's on the edge.
anybody
It's on the edge of the.
using it.
It's on the edge of the river. There's bushes in front of it.
People, you're talking about this 40-foot section here?
No, I'm talking about come back to the
You're talking
land.
about this?
Yes. That's a waste of
Well,
money.
most of the homeless people live under that, actually.
That's what I mean. That they're under it.
Yeah.
We don't have to necessarily replace that.
Never did.
I think that's a total waste of
Well,
money.
can we take that out at the same time we're taking the pier out?
I don't think you need to ever put it back.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
can we remove it at the same time we're removing the pier?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I definitely
Well-
think we should wait for the ECHO grant
I
to
do
see if
too.
we can get that.
Well, I'm gonna talk myself into a circle here, guys. I think we should try to get the money first, because if we're gonna mobilize someone to take that pier out, then we're gonna have to mobilize them to put the pier back.
May not be the same people.
Right.
I know, but let's just see what it
It
costs.
definitely won't be the same people.
Can we get the cost, and if the Army Corps of Engineers will have an issue with it?
I can check to see if the Army Corps would have an issue, and I can reach out to, I'll have to get a couple quotes,
Yeah.
obviously, but I can reach out to people serving people.
Yeah,
That'll be the first thing, is check with the Army Corps. We'll get a price to remove. You're not gonna have the same person put it back in, because now we gotta put that out for bid.
right.
We may even have to put
Yeah, it's
The
put the
removal
removal
out to bid.
depending on how much it is.
Yeah, but it's,
It's gonna be over, I would expect it to be over 50, but I'll see what he says. He knows the purchasing policy, so.
yeah, but these will be two different groups for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll explore the ECHO grant, whatever that cycle is. I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
when is
what the
that
next
cycle?
cycle-
Spring?
Did you sit in on the last?
Yeah, I thought it was September, October is when we had our meeting, our mandatory meeting, if I remember right.
Oh.
So it should be around now, but
It's coming up. Mary mentioned to me
Okay.
that she's going to the meeting very, very soon.
yeah, September, October. And again,
The open call meeting is coming up.
yeah, they have a mandatory meeting that you have to go to so that you can apply.
Oh, okay.
But there's also, I still think the CDBG might be a good option, because I think those awards are going to be $1 million, and those are they're a lot easier.
So the county's not gonna get the CDBG and split it up, they're just gonna do individual ones?
The county still gets the money, they're just not separating it out to all the cities as an automatic, here's
Okay.
your portion.
Gotcha.
Instead, they're going to do large projects, because their thinking is there's not a whole lot that can be done
You
with
do for $80,000, yeah.
It looks like it's in December. Mandatory meeting.
Well, that's good, gives us a little more time.
Yep, yep. Okay.
Oh, then you apply in February.
So we'll go ahead and explore that again and see what we can come up with.
And the Army Corps of Engineers, to make sure.
Yeah, I'll write out to them. Now, one of the things when you're applying for a grant, it is better if you have design. We can try to do it as a two-phase also, but just something to consider.
Is to do what?
Do we want to have a design in place so we can tell them what we're doing?
Well, we probably need to have that at a real chance at an approval.
Yeah, they're gonna wanna see it for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Which means, I mean, that will cost, a reasonable amount.
Can we look into some of the material that John was showing us?
Well, that'll come out of the design.
Yeah, someone will design it smarter than us.
Okay.
So what do you think that is, like 150,000?
For the only one that might be a little bit cheaper, strangely, is the highly hardened one, because that comes as a pure kit. They don't really engineer it.
Right.
It's pre-engineered.
Right. The other ones you'd expect around 10%. That might be a little bit on the high end, but including CEI somewhere around there. So if it's $1 million, expect 100. If you want to be safe, call it 150.
So we'll probably have to bring that back to you after tonight as a budget amendment, along with a couple of other budget amendments that we may be looking at.
You'd have to approve it anyway, based on the dollar amount.
All right?
All right.
The other thing I wanted to just bring up overall here is this program that we use for our agendas
Nobody's sitting
is
out
no
there.
longer going to be. What's that?
There's no one sitting at there's a guy walking down the halls, no one sitting at
You
the.
haven't done.
Wow.
How do we know? Doesn't mean
Oh, there
it's
he
open
is.
carry.
He's there now.
So this agenda program that you're used to is going away at the next meeting. So we're going to be starting a new agenda development program. This one, the upgrade that they wanted for this one cost more than us to go to a new program. Val and staff members have been kind of playing with it, and now we're going to go live for our next meeting. So we'll have to send you out a link to what that's going to be, or they'll probably get it when you send the agenda out to them.
Yes, I
Anyway,
believe
so the link will be on there. So is there anything to show them now?
Not necessarily, because we're not really live just yet, so
Yeah.
maybe not till the next meeting, or the
Right.
second meeting in October.
We have some
Well, the
stuff
first meeting,
started.
they're going
Yeah.
to, they need to
Yeah, all they're gonna probably have to do is just click on the link.
click on the link and then.
Whoever accesses it, pretty much the same way that you do it now with Minitrack. You go,
Yeah.
however you pull it up online.
So you'll be an
Yeah.
end user, you're just going to look
Yeah.
at the final product, where staff's got to go through the approval process and get into it and.
So do we need a username and password.
No, I have all of you already set and active and stuff like
Okay.
that, so you know, you don't need any of that. I believe you can just click on the link and you should be able to see everything.
Okay.
So it'll do just like, it'll work just like pretty much does now?
Yes.
Like when you send the agenda out, it'll
Mhm.
just click on. the
Yeah, it'll
agenda.
go out to the public and everything like that, but, you know, the format, you know, the display may look a little different, but, yeah, Scott will sit in for the first couple of meetings, because we're gonna go live with that meeting as well, so it's gonna be a little
I
different.
just totally turned red and just walked down and walked through.
Oh, well, that's what I was wondering what it was.
It doesn't mean something always goes red.
There's lots of things that
Every
you
time
can click
somebody
it
walks
off.
through there, it keeps red.
Not if they don't have anything on.
Listen to it. You'll hear it all meeting long. Somebody goes through it, it beeps.
I really never paid attention
It's
to
supposed
it.
to be red if there is something, right?
I thought,
I don't know. It's always
That's how
red.
it is at the courthouse.
yeah.
Maybe because you have a belt on and
They
that
said they have a
section is
belt
what.
on. Oh, yeah, I have a belt on. And I
Well,
go to my
it
pocket.
goes off when we go through because we have our stuff.
Listen to it. It goes off every time somebody
All
walks
right,
through.
I will listen. Now,
And Joe, when you leave on your cruise?
Sunday.
Yay, all right.
I'll be
Where's
gone
this?
I'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Where are you going?
Canada.
just him and wifey.
Do I have to turn this
I mean,
Yeah.
And no
wow.
puppy dog? Oh, my goodness.
Nothing.
West side of